performance the other night. What did you get out of sitting there, watching that from the sideline, and then what have you guys gone over since then? Because Coach seemed pretty upset after that third preseason.
Yeah, we just have a lot of room for improvement. In order to build a championship team, you got to go through, you know, many challenges as we'll go through some bigger challenges throughout the season. But you know, we're just getting started, so we understand that, you know, it's not always going to look pretty. We have an even better team than we had last year. You know, considering just the progress that everyone made as players individually, and now we have to figure out how do we mesh that well together with the team. So you have to excuse me too. My ribs are hurting from practice. A few of the young guys have been getting after it, so don't mistake my when I'm leaning over to this side. So no, but it's been great, a learning experience for all of us to get to know one another again. And you know, Brad's implementing different offensive schemes, and it's just our job to read them as professionals.
Not that we want you to get beat up at all, but is it a good sign that people are going hard in practice?
Absolutely. Our practices have been awesome. You know what I mean? I've enjoyed them because that's what you want as a professional, just like every day trying to get better. And, you know, you have teammates that are, you know, they're coming for your spot, and I appreciate that. You know, every single day just keeps you at a high level. So, and I demand that out of them as well.
Usually it's Aaron by mistake.
No, Baines is good. That's my soldier, man.
Is it today, Kyrie?
Huh?
Was the wax
It was earlier in the week, but it progressively just hitting that same spot, boxing people out. It's good. Yeah, so just got some treatment over the next few days.
Kyrie, how are you feeling about the progress of building that chemistry, meshing with this group, and how everyone's games have changed?
I mean, we've all gotten better. Now we just have to figure out how does it mesh well with all of us. And that's up to Brad as well. It's the lineups that he wants to see and what we change in practice. So I'm glad that we have this lengthy preseason, and we finish our preseason in Cleveland. Then we could really focus on ourselves before we go out and play in the regular season. But as we know, we're going to go through some lulls and some changes, and I mean that's part of figuring out, you know, how this team works well on both ends of the floor, and how do we maximize each other's potential throughout the game. So.
We said it was sticking around and you're getting treatment. Any issue about Saturday night?
I won't be in Cleveland. I'll be here.
Kyrie, what was it like to speak to your fellow millennials the other day? They were saying just the under 30 summit.
It was great. It was great. I had a good time. Oh, I mean, okay, you want a longer answer?
Yeah.
I mean, being in front of the business students, I think the impact was great. You know, got a chance to shed some light on what I do outside the court, but you know, the correlation between two, you know, what I do off the court also helps me perform on the court, and how I perform on the court, you know, has impact on what I do off as well, with business deals as well as philanthropy. You know, that comes from within. My family is just deep-rooted in so many different areas around the U.S. as well as globally. So I try to just keep an open mind with my brand and who I associate with, and I'm trying to be as honest as possible, and, you know, with the decisions I'm making in my career and my life, and be okay with it.
When did that become something, Kyrie, that became maybe more of a priority to really start kind of laying the groundwork for things that will transpire after you're done playing?
Well, I mean, we have great examples in our league. You know, Steph, Bron, you know, those guys are, they're Silicon Valley is right down the street from Steph, and obviously Bron's just done a great job of the way he's marketed his brand, as well as being global, you know, iconic figure with our league as well as outside of that. So, you know, you just take it as much as you can. Great examples like Kobe, you know, Magic, and you see the transition they've made from their playing careers to being businessmen, and, you know, you just, yeah, you know, that's the true echelon of greatness right there, and connect with those guys, pick their brains, and then, you know, apply it to your life. That's what I try to do.
As you spend time with different players just throughout the summer, off season, whatever, is that something that comes up in conversations more as you get older, just what you guys are doing outside of basketball and things like that?
Well, yeah, you know,
as far as the business,
guys are selfish in business. You know, you get one business deal. You may text one or two people, but you know, it's pretty lucrative. You're gonna keep it like, you know, it's still a competition in business as well. So I appreciate that component, but you want to have great relationships in that aspect as well. So you're able to bounce ideas, you know, figure out what they've experienced throughout their kind of life outside of basketball, and how they're making it work with their family and sacrifices with basketball, and then go from there.
Kyrie, not going to Cleveland, is that because of the ribs, or do you just feel like you can get more out of these practices?
Well, no, I mean, I wouldn't do any good sitting on the bench if I could be home. My ribs are getting rest, so no.
I mean, how taxing? I mean, a lot of guys, some guys have filmed movies during their career. You started it. I mean, how taxing was last year, knowing that? I mean, the movie was coming out. You probably had a lot of obligations during the season. You probably didn't tell us about because it obviously debuted right after the season ended. I mean, what was that like? And was that a weight off your shoulders that you don't have to do it this year?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, guys, you want to act in a movie, it takes a long time. And it's a, you know, for what I was dealing with my knee, I think coming off playing in the finals and then dealing with the trade and then going to film the movie, it added up over time. And I just was trying to just make it through last season rather than being at my best. So it was just managing my knee for as long as I could until I couldn't go anymore. And my body just gave up on me. You don't want to get to that point, but I mean, I'll go to the exhaustion because I love this game so much. But you know, that aspect, it was worth it. The opportunity was great. I loved it, took full advantage of it, maximized it. But I don't think I'll be doing that in the summer again. You know, it's just too much time that I want to dedicate to the game before I get out of here and start acting all the time.
Is that what you kind of meant during media day when you said, you know, last year you're dealing with a lot of stuff and, you know, this
Oh
year
yeah,
you
that's
want
part
to
of it, man. I'm human, man. So, you know, my body can, you know, keep up if my mind is all over the place as well. So it's good to just be at peace and moving forward throughout the season.
When you said that the business side is also a competition, how does that type of competition differ from what you guys do out here on the court every day?
I was saying there's a correlation between the two. It's, you know, it's business. Like, we know how businesses work. I don't have to go deep into it, but it's a competition. So, you know, you hear about guys doing something over here and you're interested in creatively or you want to have a part in it and you have the capital to do it, then you go into it. If not, then you tell your partner about it. You don't. You know how business goes. Right? So it's competition 101. Just understanding that is a big thing, too. You don't want to get taken advantage of, as we've seen athletes and people in great positions be taken advantage of investments that they didn't know about. So, you know, it's good to have those relationships, but also, you know, keep it close to you when you have great business too.
I'm sorry to keep harping on this, but not going to Cleveland, is it a little disappointing with only 4 preseason games that you can't be out there on the floor
No.
with those guys?
No. No. Love the preseason NBA, but yeah, no, that was good.
Kyrie, first couple of games when the offense, when you guys were scoring a lot of points, you also took a lot of shots, about 100 in each game. Is getting a lot of shots up a stated focus coming into the season, or was that just how it went?
No, I would tell you not. I would tell you part of that is true, but getting smarter shots, I think, is just getting great shots for our team has really been a point of emphasis because we're so talented. Guys can go one-on-one. Guys are great scorers. We can create our own shot, but now incorporating how do we best get the great shots down every possession is what Brad's been on us about every time down. Like, can't shoot early in the shot clock if you know. You have a great feel for that, but you know we have so much talent around us. We don't really need to be forcing ourselves in those possessions where it's 18 on the shot clock or 15 on the shot clock, and we haven't moved it to the other side of the ball. It's just better for us going forward. As you know, if we have to go deep in our package throughout a game, then we're ready for it. So we just want to practice those habits now.
What are you looking forward to tonight? Kind of seeing the fans support, everyone coming out here to see you guys.
I'm excited. Anytime we get to interact with the fans or people in Boston is always great.
Thank you, Kyrie.
Thank you, Chris.